What's up guys, Theo here again with Korosu World. And the last time we got through Galoomba Gardens, the first part of it, pretty quickly actually. Pretty excited to have Camtasia open again, even though I told it not to. So I died and got less information on that death than any death I could have possibly gotten, so we will see what this part actually is. Okay. I like that it just spits you out right into there. That's nice. I kicked that the wrong way. Boop, boop. Let's just assume that I have to bring the shell with. Let's just let that Goomba fall over us, because I don't think I'll need it. Okay. How low do you go? You don't go that low. Oh. Okay, I fell down here like that because I was expecting it to be one of those gray platforms and having to do another shell jump, but apparently I was wrong. What I'll have to do for that part is instead just have the Paragoomba lose its wings, and it'll walk around like a Koopa, like a regular Koopa, I guess I should say, in the bottom part. With the positioning of the camera, this might actually be a little annoying. I don't know if I have to bring this shell with me, by the way, but I just assume that I'm going to. I have a feeling with how many like things I can grab in this level that I should probably try to grab it. Can I let you just help out there too? I don't know if that was a good idea or not. That was probably not a good idea, because the Goomba I can't see from that height, but the Koopa I can. So I'll probably just kill the Goomba next time and just use the Koopa for that part. Knock the Koopa down here, spawn the Galoomba, kill him, and then scroll back over here. Fell a little too far to the right, but I think I fell at the right time. Do this without the shell. I think I'm making this a little bit more complicated on myself by bringing something with me. So I'll just kill that for now and pretend like I don't need it. I'm assuming that the secret exit involves something like that, where I just bring something with me, but I'll just pretend like I didn't for now. Bounce, 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 bounce. Okay. Can I see where I'm going? It's just Koopa bounces. I should have probably seen that coming. The good thing about like well-placed Kaizo blocks where you don't just put them on every single jump is you kind of forget about them like just long enough to get fooled by them again. Like when you get hit by one, you're like, oh yeah, Kaizo blocks are a thing, but you don't really think about it at all until it ends up happening to you. Also, shout outs to that shell saving my life. Okay, so I basically hit him when he was on his way down right there. And then I have to just hold, bounce, and jump off. Now that I know that I can make it with just the Koopa, I'm pretty sure the Goomba doesn't do anything. So I'll just get up here and spin, jump, kill it. Oh, hello there, Key. Aha. So I was right. You do have to hold something to the end, but the fact that it's a key actually makes it a lot easier. Because the key does not interact with other held items quite the same way. Like the key is kind of a bit more indestructible. I don't know if you can actually use it to kill enemies or not at the cost of that, but the fact that it doesn't interact with enemies is pretty okay with me. So good to know that the secret exit is entirely in the second half of this level. Should mean that it's pretty easy for me to get through here. And luckily the first half of the level, like I said, only took me like 20 minutes. the shell jump was obviously the hardest part of that first half, but I think it is consistent enough that I can probably learn it again. I wonder if I have to bring this Goomba with me and do like a Goomba bounce thing. I wonder if that's why you said it was bullshit. How high up do you go? To the grass? I should probably worry about the secret exit on my second playthrough of the level, but I just kind of want to see the timing on this. Okay, so I wasn't even close. I had a feeling that you might need P-speed and to bounce off of the Goomba, or the Koopa basically at the highest point. I'll worry more about that in my second playthrough of this level, because now that I know the keys in the second half, and I don't have to like bring anything from the first half into the second half, which is kind of what I was worried about. By the way, shout outs to that spin bounce, because I'm pretty sure that's not the easiest thing to do on a one tile thing. But now that I know the keys in the second half, that means that the key holes in the second half, which means that I don't, well, I guess it doesn't actually, yeah, I guess it does. I was saying, I guess it doesn't technically mean that the key holes in the second half, but I can't get back into the first half of the level right there, I think. Okay, so Kaizo right here, scrolling. These are now like at the same time, which might actually be a little bit better for me. Okay, so I want to basically have the Koopa on its way down, because that's a pretty tight gap. Or the second Koopa on its way down, because it's a pretty tight gap, I guess I should say. Pretty fun segment for the second half of this level. It's a really minor thing, but I like how this level's basically just themed Goombas and Koopas. Like, I don't really think there's too many Kaizo levels that are like just Goombas and Koopas, for the most part. But it feels like a pretty traditional level, which is pretty cool. I don't like these things being on completely different cycles like that. But I don't think I have a choice now. Cool. Good going me. Forgot about the Kaizo anyway. But I guess I did get a little bit more information where it looks like I'm gonna basically just have to run and then immediately jump onto another Koopa. Probably dodge another Kaizo on the way there. I'm not gonna try to screen scroll next time. I'm just gonna hope that the Koopas kind of are lined up so I can just go that way. Well, that was rude. I need you now, Goomba. Help me. Yeah. What? How did I save that? Okay. So that was the blindest luck I could have possibly had. But I'm pretty thrilled about that one. I died to the Kaizo again, but I'm pretty... Are there two Kaizos there? Is that why I keep dying? Like, is there one, like, right above me and then one to the right of it? So, checking. No, I really just keep hitting that same Kaizo over and over again. Okay. Can I at least stand on this Kaizo and use it to my advantage? Yes, I can. Okay. Also, by the way, I really like the design of this part, now that I'm starting to get it a little bit more consistently. Like, you can actually uses the fact that Koopas are 2 tiles tall by basically making a part that you need the second tile to even really see it. Whoops. Which is kind of cool. This running underneath the Koopa part as it's bouncing back and forth is an interesting way to use Koopas as well. I like that the first half of this level was using Galoombas in interesting ways, and the second half of this level is using Koopas in cool ways. Interesting thing about this part is the camera actually scrolls up a little too high unless you kill the Goomba at its lowest point right here. If you kill the Goomba at its lowest point, the camera actually scrolls slightly back down, and you don't really notice it until the camera's not scrolling down. But this gives you just enough of a visual cue to actually line that up, because otherwise it's a blind jump and it's kind of a nightmare. I'm not exactly 100% sure how I'm going to handle that previous jump with the key, because in order to get the key you have to move the camera up, and I can already kind of see that being a nightmare. Okay. This part, luckily, seems like it's a little bit easier if I just jump on top of the Kaizo here. I need to figure out at what time I need to jump, so I'm just going to try to jump when it's at its lowest, which seemed to work pretty well, and then I just need to double back and go in. I assume that there's a Kaizo block on the nearest corner of that other Para Koopa jump, but I think that might be the end of the level sort of soon after that. At least if the second half mirrors the first half, because that was the same trick that was used before the checkpoint. But that also explains why these coins are here, because you actually got to kind of drop down a little bit. And it's like super subtle, because you would never actually notice it unless you were like grinding out this level to try to beat it. Because otherwise you might just think it's kind of lucky, or luck-based, I guess I should say. But it's kind of interesting that Chris managed to put that in, because I actually didn't really ever think of using the camera scroll to be able to see the enemies sometimes, but not other times, I guess. It's definitely a segment that you don't really realize how intricate it is until you're playing it, I guess. It's pretty tight right there, but it seems to be consistent. Bop. And then once you're at the bottom, I'm good to go, and then I just curve into there. You drop down to the muncher. Yeah. Okay, so I didn't actually see if there was a Kaizo block. That's the reason I took that turn so wide. And kind of one of the more implicit reasons to use Kaizo blocks in your Kaizo hacks. There may not even be a Kaizo block there, but I kind of am assuming that there is. I barely made it back up there. But I'm kind of assuming there is, which made that first attempt at that jump possibly not the best way I could have handled that jump. The next time I go there, I'm going to probably just try to do the jump a little bit more comfortably. I just didn't feel like getting Kaizo'd. But on the bright side, the rest of this level is pretty consistent, and it feels pretty fun. Now that you might actually be able to just drop down onto this Koopa right here without waiting for it to walk, yeah, a full cycle, and you can just make it that first cycle. Anything to get back to this part faster, I am a-okay with. There we go. And now I'm just going to try to jump straight up off the Koopa. I have a feeling I'm going to get a Kaizo block to the face, but I need to at least know if it's there first. Okay, or not. I'm a little sad that that Goomba actually killed me. I didn't think that it was as fat as it was, but it must have turned around a little bit faster than I gave it credit for. But it looks like it's going to be another spiny bounce to end the level. I'm hoping I can screen scroll to get it back off screen and then back on screen, because otherwise I have to do that entire part in one fell swoop. I guess it wouldn't really surprise me if I had to do it in one swoop, since that's how the rest of this level's going, but yeah. Okay, so back here, and that seems pretty consistent. That's what I was trying to do the first time. There goes my ride. Oh, but that doesn't even seem like a very long ride. But I didn't even get the initial drop. So what it looks like is, it looks like I have to just do three tall bounces off of this spiny, and then land onto another one, I'm guessing, based on that coin trail. Probably shouldn't screen scroll there, because I'm guessing that that other spiny needs to be lined up without the screen scroll. Ah, okay. I could have actually made it in a one cycle, but I was afraid I was going to die, so I'll just wait. Because the spiny's so slow, yeah, I do think I need to do 2 bounces, and then another bounce, 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 bounce. Up to that, it's a Yoshi. Okay. So I wouldn't be able to activate that block any other way besides riding the spiny into there, which is why I didn't just immediately jump up there in the first place. I have a feeling that I'm gonna have to bounce all the way to the leftmost cloud, because I have a feeling there's a Kaizo block basically just above the cloud the other way. But basically I just have to go into that tunnel like I did, activate the Yoshi, bounce back up, and then I'm guessing he's not going to let me leave the level with the Yoshi, so it's probably going to be a thing where I just have to Yoshi jump and basically just eject off of Yoshi into the finish of the goal. It's kind of like one of these Goomba gates or whatever, but there's no ground at all, so I just have to kind of eject Yoshi and hope I land right. Oh, you were not in the right spot that time. Damn it. So I haven't actually popped Yoshi yet, so I wasn't sure if there was going to be a prompt that pops up. On the first life where you get Yoshi, he normally says like, "Hooray, thanks for saving me," or whatever. So I was trying to like brace for that happening, but instead it doesn't look like that happened, and I was, as usual, preparing for a worst case scenario that didn't actually end up happening. Okay, so now I jump on Yoshi, go over here, and I need to do this. Okay, it's not spin jump. Okay, so it's just roll off a jump onto this. Oh, I missed my chance. Can I spawn you back? Yes. Missed that. So I gained a lot of information about this level, actually, not even just the segment that I just saw there. First of all, I was right about the Yoshi ditch thing. I felt like that was a little obvious, but it was nice to confirm. Secondly, I figured out where the keyhole is, how to get the keyhole, or how to get the secret exit, and it's kind of a nightmare, as he said. So basically what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to carry the key all the way through the level. Once I get Yoshi, I'm going to have to eat the key. Basically, before I actually ditch Yoshi, I'm going to have to spit out the key into this little segment right here. Don't know how hard that's going to be, but I'm hoping it's going to line up somewhat well. And then the key's basically just going to be there as the Spiney's walking towards me. And then I believe I'm going to have to either just do one of those frame perfect box grabs where you can like grab the item that's underneath you and jump off of it. If you press jump and grab at the same time, you basically do both. When you grab stuff that's underneath you, normally you fall through it, but that's like the only exception to it. All of that doesn't really matter on this playthrough of this, but since I'm gonna have to go through here to get the secret exit anyway, I just kind of wanted to point it out for myself. Oh, come on, that's garbage. I've been okay with most of my deaths until now, but I definitely thought I had cleared that. Alright. Oh. Got lucky that time. You're not supposed to... Oh, come on. You're not supposed to hit Yoshi twice. I actually didn't know that you could die to a muncher while on Yoshi. I thought that if you hit a muncher from the side while you were on Yoshi, it just knocked Yoshi off of you. I wonder if that happened, like, I jumped onto Yoshi at the same frame that I died, so it messed things up a little bit. Okay. Back on Yoshi, and since it's been a while, I need to hold 1, 2, 3, 3, 1, 2, 3. Way too late. Damn it! So, good news on that life, at least, is that I figured out a better setup than I had before for getting the Yoshi, or at least getting the Yoshi to spawn out of that block. I had been trying to catch it basically on the way in, so I get enough time to catch myself on the spiny bounce, but it's actually easier if I just basically let the spiny reach the wall, and then I basically just hold right and up as it's starting to turn around. It's a little complicated to speak out by words, but visually it ends up working out a little bit better. Okay, so basically I have to jump onto Yoshi and then already be swinging back to the left, or I jump into the muncher right there. So just practice again. Okay, so I was a little afraid of that. I actually have to re-grab run as well. Okay, let's try to do this right this time. No! Like I knew there'd be a Kaizo block there, but I thought it was gonna be, I thought it was either going to be like directly up on the wall I was trying to jump up to, or directly after the wall I was trying to jump under. I didn't expect it to be in the middle. Damn it! That was such a nice bounce, and I was about to say, wow, that was a really nice bounce, and then I just jumped right into the muncher instead. Boarding this Yoshi is proving to be one of the more annoying things of the level. I wasn't expecting to have to set up a visual cue for getting on Yoshi, but it seems like unless I get pretty specific timing, I'm either not going to make it far enough, or I'm going to jump too far. This has a full hour more editing to do than the first half of this level, which went pretty smoothly, I would say. Okay, so I'm back here again. I'm a little nervous that I'm gonna mess this up now that I know that there's Kaizo blocks everywhere, but I managed to get it right there. And this is the end, sweet! So I'm gonna have to edit down that giant-ass pause I had while I was texting my friend about stuff, but that level seems pretty dope. It took me an hour and a half or so, and perfect timing because my girlfriend just got home, so I was gonna have to end the episode anyway, but I ended up ending it here. Next time we will take on a ghost house. Thank you guys for coming by. Drop a shout outs to my girlfriend for the spooky background music. Have a good one. Bye.